Hello. So it's it's been a while. A lot's happened. A lot has gone down on the cars, and I thought I owed you a little bit of an explanation of what's happening with the Scimitar first. Long story short, I'm waiting to get back from the DVLA. I don't want to spend any more time or money on it because they haven't sent me the logbook yet. After months of trying to contact them and talk to them about it, long story short, there's another car with that registration. So the car's been off the road that long, somebody's used it really for their own whatever. And the DVLA have been trying to track down this car, track down the owner. And they've managed to track it down. This was a couple of weeks ago. And unfortunately, the owner's died. He's passed away. So they're trying to get in touch with his family so that they come and see this car. Because obviously they questioned me. I've took pictures of all the chassis numbers, the engine numbers. I've took pictures of all the numbers everywhere, number wang, and ping that over to them, and it matches everything. I've got all the correct numbers. It's the correct car. It's the correct registration. So they need to go and see this other chap's car before they can go naughty boy. So it's not stolen, I promise. I knew it wasn't. Yes. So that's what's happening with that. The stoppers at the minute. With Jensen, a lot has gone on. So I had fuel tank issues, rusted fuel tank, so new fuel tank. What else? Oh my God, I've gone through so much. Bushes going and changing all bits and bobs. New prop shaft, new gearbox, new pressure plate, because the pressure plate, the release bearing was binding on the pressure plate, so new pressure plate, new bearing. So I thought, well, I had a spare box, so I put that in there as well. And then the thrust bearing carrier was too short, so the whole thing had to come off again, which was a mish on my own. Change that out, get a longer bearing carrier, press the blah, 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 but get it all back on. Yeah, glorious, right? Glorious. So the Jensen's almost there. I had a really bad wobble. A really, really violent wobble, 60 plus. And of course you would think wheel balancing, wouldn't you? You think your balancing's out. Nish. No. I've took this to umpteen different garages to sort the balancing out and the tracking. Well, I've done the tracking, but I got them to check it out anyway. I know it's fine. And I found out today that I thought, I'll jack it up and I'll spin the wheel and I'll have a look. And I held a static point against the wheel. Because I thought the wheels might be bent or malformed or knackered. And the tyres are shit. Long story short, the tyres were cheap trailer tyres because it's the only sizes that the garage had. Yeah, I know, come on, it's a rookie error. But yeah, really, really, really cheap tyres. Which at the time was my only option. So that's where I'm at. I've rotated the rear to the front to the rear, and it's a much smoother ride. So some decent tyres, I think, are going to be an investment. Usual cars, it wouldn't matter really. Usual cars have got certain suspension and things like that. It wouldn't, it would just accept it and work with it. Whereas the old JH, a little bit more sensitive to stuff like that because the suspension's quite, yeah. It's a classic sports car, so it's going to be more sensitive to stuff like that. Anyway, long story short, all the work on it is mostly complete now. Everything's back on, everything's back in, and it's working, most importantly, because tomorrow I am driving 600 miles, well, about 550 miles, from the north of Wales area all the way down to the length of the UK to Dover. I'm getting on a ferry, and then I'm driving south-westernly across France to get to the 100th anniversary of the 24 Hours Endurance Race Classic at Le Mans. I'm going with a friend of mine, and there's some other guys as well that I've recently met when I became part of the Owners Club. And so we're all going down. There's some of them are there now. A lot of them are going the Portsmouth to Caen route. I'm a cheapo bandito, so I'm getting the Dover to Calais bad boy. And that's tomorrow. So, and also today, one of the latches, the hardtop connects to the, fastens to the top of the windscreen, that snapped off. So I'll get a bit of a vice grip on that, just with a temporary doodah. And then I'll get down there, hopefully stop off at a parts store that stocks bits like that, and get a replacement, hopefully. If not, fake it till you make it. So I'm hoping to set off about 5-6 o'clock tomorrow in the morning, and I should be there at the campsite at Le Mans. I don't know, I've got all day. It's saying about 11-hour drive. It's going to be about 13, I think. So without further ado, I'm going to finish packing because it's 10 o'clock at night and I still out. Look how light it is for 10 o'clock at night. British summertime, guys. So I'm going to finish packing because I've only just gone and got the tent. Oh, the tent that I've got, I used once 10 years ago. It's a single pop-up jobber, you know, one of those you unzip it and whip, psh, like that, and then it spins you. It takes you like 19 billion hours to try and fold it back up. I got that probably about 10 years ago for Leeds Fest, and I used it once, and I have never used it since, and it has still not come out of the bag. So I'm taking that. It'll be fine. And apart from that, I'm taking loads of spares. So spare dizzy cap, stuff like that. I'll show you what I've got when I get on the road and we get some more footage. So yeah, without further ado, I'm setting off 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I guess I'll see you then. So see you in a bit. I haven't got a kettle. This is a vodka and lemonade, so if you would like to partake, turn the kettle off.